welcome, ladies and gents. This is Let's Learn with Advent. Today, mainly, actually, if you guys are new to the series, basically, depending what we're gonna go over, um, that'll be the main topic of the day. The last few ones that I've done, if you are coming in from my YouTube, or if you guys know about my YouTube, I have a series on the Let's Learn. The last few ones I did was just talking about the strat. I already have enough of those, so today I'm just going to be going over Thinkorswim, how to set it up on a basic level. I'm not going to go too deep into detail. I'll post one of the Thinkorswim setup videos that one of my mentors made, Trust My Levels. It's like 3 hours long. Highly recommend that. It goes to basically all the ins and outs. But yeah, I'll be going over basics on setting up Thinkorswim, adding the strat studies and the Strat Scanner. And as always, I'm not a financial advisor. This is only for educational purposes, and trading has its risks, so please do your research. So to get right into it, the first thing you want to make sure is when you have your Thinkorswim set up, you want to make sure that you have real-time data. You can check that up on the top left right here, where it says real-time data. You can also go to your, I believe it should be setup, and then you go application settings, and then let's see, I haven't done this in a while. System, yeah, you go to system, make sure the quote speed is real time. If there is a delay, you may need to call Schwab to enable real-time data for you if you don't have it already. And then this is just like the way you want it to look in the look and feel. You can change it, so on and so forth. Not really going to go into that. But anyway, to get the most important part out of the way, setting up a Strat Scanner on Thinkorswim. Let me bring this up first. Give me a sec. So in the group, I posted this. Just got to look through the chat. This is Strat Scanner. That's I think the same people who made the Strat ebook made this. So shout out to them, whoever those people are. I forgot their names. But essentially, it has a bunch of different scans for different setups that you want to find. And it gives you step by step how to add it in. If any of these links are broken, just let me know, and I'll share the ones that I have. But essentially, what we're going to do is up here on the top left, we're going to go to the scan section. Once you're there, what you want to do is, let's get one of these scanners actually. Let me see if there's one that I don't have, so we can do this together. Let's see, do I have outside week? No, I don't. All right, perfect. So we're going to copy this link. Remember, you're never going to click on the link. That does nothing. It's going to take you to a broken website. So you're just going to copy this. You're going to copy that. When you're in Thinkorswim, on the top right, you're going to hit Setup, Open Shared Item, and then you're going to paste that. You're going to hit Preview, and then it's going to tell you what the setup is, or what the scan is. In this case, it's for the outside week, or 3 bar as we know it in the strat. So we import that, and now in our scanner, on the far right side in the scan tab, make sure you're on the scan tab, and on the stock hacker, it should be there by default. We're going to click on where it says add condition, little like fire icon. You're going to click on these three little lines. It's going to bring up the scan query. We're going to load scan query. We're going to go to, it should be under personal, I believe, and then we're just going to look for what we just added. In this case, we have outside week that we just added in, and then we're going to hit scan. Now if nothing pops up, that means that there is no stock that has an outside week. So in this case, let's look for a stock that has an inside bar, or a 1 bar on the daily time frame. We can tell the time frame that's right here where it says D with scan. So now all these stocks have an inside bar on the daily time frame. So let's say, for example, let's look at Mo, Altria Group. Let's go to our chart, type in Mo, go to the, what was it, the day? Yeah, as we can see here, we have an inside bar on the day. So it can help consolidate looking for specific setups. So if you only want to trade inside bars, there you go. Now let's say, for example, you want to find 3-1 setups, which I personally love to look for. You can go to, so 3-1 scan, then let's look for that. And it shows you all the setups that have a 3-1 on the daily. So let's look at PayPal. Here we have PayPal with 3-1 setup. Makes it super easy to find setups. Now, let's say if you want to look for these setups on a 4-hour time frame, or maybe on a 1-hour time frame, where it has the time frame here, you can just click on the little pen icon. Oh, whoops, wrong thing. You click on the time frame, and you just switch it to whatever you want. So let's say if I want to look for it on the 4-hour, I switch both of these to 4-hour. Make sure that extended hours is not checked, because when we're looking for strat setups, we do not use extended hours. Hit scan. Now we have 3-1 setups on the 4-hour time frame. So we have BABA here, 3-1. Oh, whoops, this is a daily 4-hour. So we have BABA here, 3-1 setup on the 4-hour time frame. One thing to make note is that if you're getting inconsistencies on the scan and the charts, make sure that your chart is set to, when you go to equities, it's set to show extended hours. Make sure that is checked off, and that your start aggregations is checked on. That way you're getting the correct time flips. Is that making sense? Any questions before I continue? All right, moving on. So essentially, basically when you're on the charts, it'll have everything here. When it comes to your studies are just like your indicators that you have set. Let's say, for example, let me export mine so I can give it to you guys in the chat. Give me a sec. Let's look for strat numbers. I know, studies. So strat numbers, let's right click on that, let's export this. That's not what I want. Share, strat numbers. Share name should be unique. All right, share numbers 2. All right, I'm gonna post this link in the chat. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna right click and copy that link that I posted in the chat. You're gonna go to the same thing, open shared item. You're gonna preview. Now you have your strat numbers. You're gonna import that. And then once you import that, you're gonna go into your studies, go to edit studies. And then in the study section, you're just gonna look up the name. So in this case, strat, I already have it added, so I'm not gonna re-add it again, but you just click on that, add selected, hit apply, hit OK, and you're good to go. It'll add the numbers to the chart. Now the other one I use is FTFC, which is full time frame continuity. It lets you know if the time frames are green, red, whatever it may be, which will be this one right here. I'll put it in the chat. So this will be strat FTFC 2, and then it's already copied. This will be strat FTFC, post it in the chat, and then it'll give you this. The last one that I use is SATI ATR, which will show me the day range right here. Now something to note, when you get it, it's gonna have, I think it's gonna have like all these things. Like, I'll show you guys what it'll look like when you first import it. Okay, let's apply. And of course my chart broke. Yeah, so it'll look a little weird with like all these lines and things like that. That's really ugly, so we don't want that. At least I don't like that. I like having my charts clean. So when you go to edit it with the little icon here, just make sure that all these cloud things are set to no. Also to note, right here, it'll have like a long above or short below. I don't use those levels, so I just kind of blacked it out so I don't see it. I just focus on what I'm looking at. And there you go. Pretty easy, simple chart. Basically how I trade. Similarly to pretty much how I trade. Fibs, broader informations, strat stuff. That's it. Keep it simple. Now when you're setting up your workspace or your chart, there's two different versions. There's chart and then there's flexible grid. The flexible grid, you can kind of, customize it however you want. I usually have the flexible grid with 4 time frames up. The 5 or 15 minute, I usually have the 1 hour on this side here. The 4 hour is down here, and then the daily is here. And if I'm looking for specific setups, I'll just swap between the 5 and 15 minute. Otherwise, that's basically how I have my layout. In the charts section over here, you can customize this like as much as you want. So like if you wanted, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times 4. 30, 32? Yeah, 32 screens. You can literally have 32 tickers up. My brain would implode if I had that many tickers up. The maximum that I do is 3. And you can also label them, like the charts, to be with the same ticker with the little like chain icon. So right now I have Tesla on the 4 hour labeled 4. So I go to 4 here, put it green, and now I have Tesla on the 5 minute. So you can have different time frames up depending what you're doing. And now let's say on my flexible grid I have SPY, but I want to stay on my regular charts. I can just hit 1 and then it'll bring SPY over, or whatever stock I have in the first category. So usually when I'm trading, I'll have, let's go back here, apply, okay. So here I'll have whatever I'm trading like options wise on the right side, and then I'll have whatever I'm trading futures wise on this side over here. What is the difference between flexible grid and charts? I think the chart section is just kind of fixed in the sense of like, yeah, I can, like make it little or big and stuff like that. But I don't think it'll allow you to customize it to your liking, in the sense of, let's go to the flexible grid. Let's say if I want, let me see, I haven't done this in a while since I kind of just keep it the way I like it. Let's see. So you can make a chart small like this if you wanted to. I think you can also make it tiny, but that's just the top. There should be a way, I just forget how to do it. You can basically make the charts as big or small as you want, and then kind of just organize it how you see fit. But yeah, I basically just leave it like this. I don't really bother messing with my regular flexible grid. I was curious how you use the scanners to find setups. Do you start with the weekly and then narrow down from there? Can we combine multiple scanners to narrow down further? What's your recommended process? Honestly, this is personal preference to the individual. I used to look for setups using the scanner and looking for like 3-1 setups on whatever time frame I'm looking for. If I'm looking to swing trade something, then I'm gonna be looking at the weekly, the monthly, and probably the daily scans. But if I'm day trading, all I really care for is like the 4-hour and the daily. Again, I kind of stopped using the scanner to look for setups, mainly because I kind of just stick to the same stocks every single day that I trade. I'm mainly trading futures. I'll either pick RTY or YM, sometimes NQ when I want to date her again, but we're divorced. So for options, I usually just trade Tesla basically every day. I don't really care. Like sometimes I'll trade Nvidia like Thursday, Friday, or like Wednesday, Thursday, since the contracts are cheaper. I don't really trade it on Fridays because I don't trade 0 DTEs. Yeah, NQ is definitely fast. That one candle will wreck you if you don't have proper risk management. But yeah, what I used to do is I used to like the 3-1s and the inside bar setups. So I would just go, let's say if I want to look for inside bar setup on the 4-hour, hit scan, and then I'll look for inside bar setups, and then I'll just trade like a stock or two from the list. But what I find works best for me, the way I trade, since I mainly focus on futures, I just trade one stock for options, which is Tesla. And that's pretty much it. I just keep it simple. But if you want to look for a lot of different setups, you have the scanner to help you narrow it down. Does the strat work well on Tesla? The strat works well on anything. It's based on price action, so it really depends what you want. I already know how Tesla moves, so I just prefer trading Tesla. It's pretty volatile in the way that I like, and I know what to expect of it. Like for example, Tesla loves to print 3 bars or outside bars on the 4-hour, as we can see. Outside bar, outside bar, outside bar. So you can trade it both ways when those days happen. Or in days like today, it kind of just gapped up and then just kept on going. Yeah, it gapped up, came back down, and then went back up at the end of the day. And kind of just stayed inside for a while. But yeah, strat works for everything. Use it on whatever you want. Let's see, anything else that I'll probably talk about? Again, I'm not going to go too deep into like setting up Thinkorswim. Like I mentioned, for those who came late, my mentor has a 3-hour video that goes into excruciating detail. Or let me not say excruciating detail, more so extremely helpful detail. Highly recommend it. I'll post it in the description link in the YouTube replay when I upload this in an hour or two. When you're on the charts, let me bring this back to 1 so it's a little bigger to see. The little flask icon is just your studies, or whatever indicators you want. The cog icon is your settings, your alerts, all that stuff. Appearance, you can change the colors, etc. Different charts the way you want it. If you right click on the chart, you can set alerts. You can also even set it up to like text it to your phone if you have it set up in the system. It'll like text you on your phone if you wanted to. What else? This is the time frame. Would have like 4-hour or 5-minute, whatever, and you can customize the time frames you want. For Thinkorswim, it's a little different than like other platforms like TradingView. If I'm on the 4-hour, it'll just show me 4 hours from the beginning of time. But for Thinkorswim, it's gonna have the 4-hour. Where is this? So 4 hours, and it'll show me 90 days of data. So if you wanted it to show more, you can go to time frame, and then let's say I want to see 180 days of data for the 4-hour time frame. and I have 180 days instead of 90. And you kind of just customize it however you want, and then you can just customize your list and then favorite it so it's always here, depending on what you want. What else? The style is kind of just like it'll bring up the settings again, but it'll show you the data box would be like the price of the stock. If you don't want to look it up here and stuff like that, I'll tell you the high, the low, the indicators you have, all that stuff. I don't really like that because it kind of makes my screen too busy, which is ironic because I have all these lines everywhere, but we won't talk about that. Do you do alerts, not for specific trades, but for setups? Well, yeah, you know, with the watch list, you know, all the trades are there. I leave it up to the individual to pick whichever stock you want. And then you just set your alerts based on the levels that I provide. And then you manage the trade yourself. Like I mentioned, since I trade Tesla mainly, I have the target laid out for you guys. But that's as far as I go with alerting. My teaching style is more like building self-sufficiency. I don't necessarily like to spoon feed people, even though my watch list kind of does that. Yeah, if you're in a moments group, it'll be in the daily watch list channel. It'll be in that one right there. Yeah, so I like to, you know, make people self-sufficient. I kind of just give the alerts or the watch list for guidance, but still I like people to develop their own plan. So I don't necessarily do alerts, you know, just whatever I put on the watch list, whatever you want to trade, set your own alerts and choose whichever one you want to take. Even though I have like 7 stocks or whatever on the watch list, I don't take them all. I only trade Tesla and Nvidia sometimes. The other ones are just because people kept on asking me, hey, Advent, can you do this? Can you put that on the list? Can you do this? I'm like, all right. SPY and all the other indexes are staying there forever because I'm not going to add it one day, take it off the next day. So it's just permanently there. Because if I just added what I trade, all you guys will see is Tesla, and that's basically it, and maybe IWM. Other than that, everything else is for other people. If you want me to add a stock to the watch list for a specific day, you just got to let me know before like 6 p.m. Eastern, since I usually make the watch list between 6 and 7. Yeah, I'm the one who makes a daily watch list based literally like every day. So you'll see all my ideas in there. Sweet. Has it been helping you? Excellent. Definitely glad it has. Does it make it easier sometimes to like get into the trades and things like that? Sweet. Yeah, glad it's helpful. I like to use it as, you know, like a stepping stone to help traders out. You know, you can like you mentioned, you can reference it depending whatever it is that you do. Or if you trade the strat, pretty straightforward. Because people always ask me, oh, when did you get in? Oh, when did you get out? It's like if we're trading the strat, we're getting in at the same time. So whatever I'm doing, you're doing it too. We may choose different contracts and expiration dates, but I'm taking the exact same setup as you are if you're looking at my watch list. So if I'm winning a trade, you should be winning as well. And if I lose, then you'll probably be losing as well. But if you've taken the watch list and you've seen the results, you'll be winning a lot more than you lose. Let's see. So yeah, the next thing, next to style, the drawings. So you can have like your different drawing tools. When you first start off, it'll probably be like the arrow. One thing to note, it's a little weird if you ever use TradingView compared to Thinkorswim, because if you like click and drag, it'll like zoom in, which is a little annoying personally, because I love TradingView. What I like when I click and drag, it moves the chart around, so I can just go wherever I want, and then I could just zoom out, bring the candles down if I want to make them smaller, zoom in, bring it up here, etc. So Thinkorswim was a little learning curve when I first started. And then it's like, oh, cool, let me zoom in. It's like, all right, well, yeah, you can do the same thing with the price on the right side if you like drag and click and then drag it up and down, stuff like that. But, and then auto zoom to just reset the chart. But yeah. Yeah, TradingView as well. Pretty much the same thing. ATR. I edited the original ATR code for this one. Because I didn't like the original one has like calls above and puts below, and I don't use that, so I just edited the original code to remove that, just to make a little more consolidated on the chart and give me more chart space. The Strat Indicator is not personal. Somebody named this one right here, Strat Assistant by Ricky's Carroll. He made the candles, the number, the Strat one for the TradingView with FTSE built in. If you want the custom ATR indicator, just let me know and I'll post it in the chat. That one you won't find since I have it privatized, but I can just copy the link so you guys can add it. Just let me know. But yeah, all your drawings will be here, your trend lines, text if you want to like type on the screen, so on and so forth. You got Fibonacci retracements if you use those. Yeah, pretty much all your tools are there. And then you can save different drawing sets. I kind of just keep everything at once. I don't know. Maybe it's possible. I just don't know how. I know in TradingView, like let's say let's go to Bitcoin real quick. I know in Bitcoin in the object tree, I can save different drawings. So like all my monthly broadened informations, quarterly, yearly, etc. I can just organize in a folder. On Thinkorswim, I don't think you can do that. At least I don't know how. If anybody discovers this that's watching this video, please let me know in the comments. Because I haven't discovered how to do that. I kind of just label my BFs in the name to see which one it is when we're at. Patterns, what is this? I'm not sure what that is. Let's see. Anything else I want to go over? Gadgets. Oh yeah, if you trade regular stock and you like actively trade, you can bring up like active trader and you'll have like all these things here where you can buy and sell quickly. I don't really trade stock like that, so I just invest in it. And there's different other items here that you can have if you want to see the level 2 data, you can bring that up. I don't use level 2 data, so what else? Time and sales. Well, we're off right now, but there's that. You can bring up a little trade screen up here. Again, I don't really use that. There's the analyze tab, which is good if you want to see like options, probability, and things like that. Trade tab, pretty straightforward. I mainly input my options trade on mobile just because it's a lot faster for me to input the trade. When I first started trading, I just had one computer and my phone, so I kind of just got used to trading off my phone, and I just kind of just keep it that way personally. When I'm trading futures though, when I trade futures, I do it on the computer. It's very, very, very rare that I'll put a futures trade on my phone. Let's see, anything else that I want to go over? Any questions you guys have in relation to setting up Thinkorswim? All right. Let's see. Any last things? If you ever want to learn more, there's an education section that they have. Schwab also has, I think you can give them a call and you can set up like a one-on-one for free with like a representative, and they'll walk you through basically to use Thinkorswim, which is always good. Let's see. Yeah, that's basically it for today. Any last thing that you guys have questions on? If not, we can wrap up here. Sweet. Yeah, my pleasure. So again, this is just like a baby version, like a very, very simple, brief introduction to setting up TOS and adding the strat stuff. But I'm gonna post in the description of the YouTube video my mentor's Thinkorswim setup video. He goes into detail to set up like every little thing on it. Even if you like trade options, he goes into like active options trading as well, to help you active options traders out. But yeah, thank you guys for coming out. As always, any questions, just reach out to me. Other than that, I'll be here. Post your questions or whatever you learned in the comments for those watching on YouTube. And I will see you guys on the internet later. Have a good night, everybody. You as well.